to my YouTube channel. I am Andrea of Beyond the Pink Door on Instagram, and this is my very first vlog. If you are interested in listening to the wild ramblings of an Irish sewist, you are in the right place, because if anybody can make a short story long, it's me. So I'm going to take this opportunity to just introduce myself, tell you a little bit about myself. Please God, I won't say so at the beginning of every sentence. I'm trying to make a mental note of that. It has taken me so long to actually pluck up the courage to do this vlog. So there I go again. But well, kind of suits really. Kind of suits the channel to say so all the time. A few little bits about me. I love to sew. I sew for a living. I make Irish dance dresses, and now I'm sewing as a hobby too. That really is the crux really of sewing for a living. I essentially sort of lost my hobby really. So I'm doing something that I love every day, but I got out of the habit of actually sewing things for myself. One of the major reasons really was because I just couldn't find fabrics that I liked. I had loads of ideas, loads of projects, loads of plans, loads of designs, but could never really find any fabrics that I liked. So I just totally got out of the habit of sewing for myself. In my sewing career to date, I have done clothes alterations. That was my first job. I've always been self-employed, so that was my first job. That brought me into sewing actual outfits for people. So say bridesmaids dresses, wedding dresses, mother of the bride, Debs, did a lot of Debs, say communion dresses. And then I got into making curtains. I took a little break from dressmaking for people for a while, and I made curtains and blinds. That's it, that's all I made. So I totally got out of dressmaking. But then that, you know, I think when you can sew, there's just so many things you can do, so you can hop and trot between different types of sewing. The interior design kind of part of my life sort of crashed really with the Celtic Tiger, bless him. So I got into making Irish dancing dresses. I worked for a little company for a while. That was my first actual job, and then set up on my own. And I've never been happier. I work from home, which is great. So I have a very short commute to work, straight across the hall, and yeah, it's just great. I can throw on a bit of a washing during the day. It's great. I tend to be a bit of a workaholic though, and I think the fact that I actually work from home, work is always there. I do close the door on it, but if I want to do some sewing for myself, I have tempted to go into my workroom, and then for some reason I have this silly feeling of guilt that I'm actually not, I should be working. I should be in that room and I should be working, and I shouldn't be just making something selfishly for myself, which is quite ridiculous, but it's just really hard to get rid of that feeling. So this year I made a New Year's resolution. Now normally the New Year's resolution would be to take on some sort of fitness, running, exercise, lose a bit of weight, eat healthier, things like that, which never really materialised. They might maybe go into a fortnight of January, but that's about it. But this year I made a plan to get a hobby, because I actually haven't had a hobby. My hobby turned into my work, so I lost my hobby. I made a plan to start sewing for myself again. So in an effort to enjoy my hobby more, I converted this room here into my little hobby sewing room. It was before this the absolute dumping room of the house. Does everybody have one of those, or is it just me? So this was full of random furniture that had been moved around the house, stuff that should have gone in the wheelie bin, ironing that I just wanted to forget about. You get the drift. So I moved furniture out of here, cleared it out, moved my desk in. I had a dining room table here until last Sunday, which I put up on Facebook Marketplace and it was gone one day. Result, got onto IKEA, got some desks. Love this desk. It's the one with the trestle. Now, it's not terribly stable, so I am going to have to do a little job on it. I don't like having a wobbly desk for my sewing machine. I don't really think it's very good for the sewing machine, but hey, bit by bit. Oh, and my little friend up there, Mr. Sparkly Reindeer from TK Maxx, got him for half price because his leg was actually broken. Now, I haven't fixed the leg, but it just needs a bit of glue. But yeah, he's looking quite cute up there. A funny feeling he might be there for a bit longer than Christmas. Yeah, so anyway, where was I? Rambling again. Yeah, this is my sewing space with my sewing machine. I learned to sew I was taught to sew by my mother, who had a Singer sewing machine, and she didn't really like me using her sewing machine. I think we're attached to our sewing machine, aren't we? I don't really like anybody touching this sewing machine. I never feel it works properly after they've been using it. Is that a bit mad, or is it just me? The way I like to sew is slightly industrial, to be honest. I love to find a pattern that I like and I just batch make it. I love to spend a few hours kind of planning, looking at patterns, deciding what I'm going to make, and then I will spend another evening maybe doing a load of cutting out. I cut out on my hall floor, so yeah, my knees are in bits, but yeah, it's the way I'm used to. I love being able to just walk around on the floor rather than pull out a table. Walk around the table just doesn't seem to work for me. So I'd rather wreck my knees than wreck my back, to be honest. But yeah, each to our own, I suppose. And then I will pile them up here beside my sewing machine and I will just batch sew. So I might make a project of an evening. I like to make things that I have cut out and I can sew maybe in 2 hours and an item is finished, and then it's a matter of moving on to the next one maybe the next evening. Or I will have say a Sunday afternoon where I can just keep sewing and I might have 3 things done at the end of the day, which I really love. So yeah, I'm a bit of a mechanical sewer, I think. Find it very difficult to leave a little project here, come back to it the following evening. I'm not a slow sewist. I just have to get in there, get the job done. It's probably just from the way I sew for a living. It just works for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that there has been a pink coat in progress. And here is a little view of the pink coat. She's done apart from just the buttons now. Everything is actually done. When I say I'm not a slow sewist, I kind of started this project before work got really, really busy, and I just figured that I would start some Sunday morning and I would have it finished in the evening. But yeah, my work got really, really busy, which kind of spilled over onto Sundays. So my Sunday days off were spent at work, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. So I did have it cut out for ages and it was on the table here and it just waited. And every time I looked at it, I kind of went, oh God, I just want to get on with sewing that coat. So yeah, I got on with it probably last week, I think, and made huge progress in one day, and then got as far as the buttonholes, and really, they're all the bits that I sort of, that's the part I usually trip up when I'm doing a coat. So I have another one here, which I started literally, well, actually I got it done as far as the buttonholes, probably, yeah, maybe 8 years ago, which really sounds, yeah, very shocking. But at the time I had a sewing machine that I just wasn't confident with its buttonhole ability. So yeah, I tripped at the last hurdle on that. But anyway, I was afraid that the bad buttonholes would just totally wreck the coat. So it sat on my mannequin for ages and got into a wardrobe, totally forgot about it. But yeah, last week I did 6 pink buttonholes, 8 grey buttonholes, Like, I even had the buttons to finish this, never got around to the buttonholes. So yeah, I'll have 2 coats this week because it's just down to the buttonholes. So yeah, I can't wait. I really love this pink coat. I'm not exactly sure if the pink suits me, but it's gonna go with so many pieces of my wardrobe. Even, yeah, this dress. I was making this dress yesterday actually, and it was sitting there beside the coat, and I just thought, my God, they're gonna go so nicely together. So yeah, can't wait to actually wear that coat. If you've listened to my ramblings so far, thank you ever so much. You are very kind. I will be back to do another video soon. I would like to use my YouTube channel to do some vlogs of what I'm at, what I'm up to, what my plans are, maybe some fabric hauls, things like that. I love teaching sewing, but I haven't the time to do actual physical classes. So I think I'd like to do some little tutorials here. So little tips and tricks that I've picked up from, over the years. So I've been shown a few ideas and some tricks by other sewists, people who I've worked with, some people that have worked for me. And I think as a sewist, we're all quite generous with our knowledge. So if we've picked up a handy little trick, we will pass it on. I certainly will. So yeah, hopefully once I grab the, the knowledge of how to use the camera, how to do the editing, I will actually do a few little tutorials. So yeah, thank you, and hope to see you back here soon. Thank you. Bye.